Do you have beef with your kid's school? The week my third grade son was supposed to learn about slavery, he came home with a worksheet with a cartoon on it. The drawing showed two stick figures, one wearing overalls and carrying cotton, the other behind a desk with a computer. The instructions said, compare these two workers. How are their jobs different? How are they the same? I stared at it. Where did this come from? I asked. He shrugged. Mrs. Kelly said slavery was like a job, but they didn't get money. That's why people complain about it. I couldn't even speak. I just kept looking at the cartoon, at the smiling enslaved person bent over a cotton sack. Those were my son's ancestors, my own great-great-grandparents. And now my son thought slavery was another word for an unpaid internship. That night, I emailed his teacher, Mrs. Kelly. She responded promptly and suggested I come in after school to discuss any concerns about the curriculum. When I arrived, she was all smiles. We're using age-appropriate framing to introduce difficult history. We don't want to scare the kids. I said, there's a difference between not scaring them and lying to children. My son needs to hear the truth about his people. She replied, we're trying to keep things developmentally appropriate. This helps them engage without shame. The class is mostly white students, and we need to keep that in mind. We don't want them to feel like they're guilty of something just because of the color of their skin. I left before I said something unprofessional, but I couldn't let it go. The next day, my son came home and said, Mrs. Kelly said not to believe everything your parents say. She said some adults get emotional about history. I saw red. That night, I emailed the principal and attached the worksheet. I wrote out everything Mrs. Kelly had said, and I copied in the state's third grade history standards. I didn't stop there. I met with the other parents, and we requested to speak at the next school board meeting. We read from history books, cited research on curriculum bias, and brought printouts of every worksheet we could find. Some people applauded, some rolled their eyes, but we got their attention. 2 weeks later, the superintendent's office announced a district-wide audit of elementary history materials. The official statement was